Welcome back to another edition of the Bayswater Men's State League season. Round 4, and it brought the boys from the beachside suburb of Cottesloe to Baysy. It was time to see how the grass court grafters would adjust to the Spartan clay. First versus last, a home match against the top team on a warm sunny day. Not a lot of wind about, nothing to lose. Sounds like fun. Here's how it rolled. Before you get excited, what about our sponsors? They should get a mention. Agrifil. Mike, the guy who started Agrifil, needed a new warehouse but wasn't happy with what he found here. So what did he do? He got one custom made and shipped it in from Vietnam. Agrifil, like Mike, the owner, is a company that solves problems. Adam Howard, Finance and Strategy. Left to its own devices, a bank will say no to pretty much everything. Call Adam if you want that no turned into a yes. And Head Rackets and Clothes. How can Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic and the entire Bayswater Men's State League team all be wrong? Get on board, people. The number one singles this week saw Bayswater's Adam Howard up against Cottesloe's Tristan Schoolgate. This saw an old man past his prime having a massive midlife crisis lined up against the rising star of the competition who has recently swept all before him. Winless versus undefeated. Should have been a lock for Schoolgate, except it wasn't. Changes of pace and tactics plus the slippery clay seemed to mess with Schoolgate's mind, and Howard came back from a 2-5 deficit in the second set to win the match in straight with his first match point. Howard winning 6-4, 7-6. The number 2 singles saw Baysy's Georgie Perez versus Cottesloe's Andrew Roberts. Jorge loves the clay. It suits him, the way a nice suit, bourbon on the rocks and a wry smile suits George Clooney. But Roberts is an ex-tour player, National Academy coach and a regular at the top of State League, and he made a mess of Jorge's suit in the first set. The second, though, saw our boy come cruising back. I was going to say roaring back, but Jorge doesn't roar, man. He cruises. Up a break, then lost the break, went to a breaker, and this is when Roberts' biggest weapon, his serve, really kicked in. Roberts with the win, 6-2, 7-6. The number 3 singles saw Baysy's Jake the Hawk Hawthorne against Joel Playdell. The Hawk was up against an ex-league MVP here, so no pressure on him. Time to go out and just swing. Now, that doesn't mean go out on Friday night and swing, but that's what Hawk did, ending the night ladish with an unplanned upset tummy. And despite being a little fragile on Saturday, he managed to jump Playdell for the second set with some good clay court slicing and dicing and sneaky net approaches. But you don't win an MVP for being good looking, and JP came back to nab the third and the match. Playdell 6-1, 6-7, 6-2. The number 4 singles this week was Kid versus Kid. Bayswater's Nicola Dotlick, Flex, versus Cottesloe's Will Hahn. This was a battle between two young lads who can crack the ball here. Will Hahn versus Flex, our boy, Nicola. Hahn is loose, man. He looks like he's cracking a whip when he hits his forehand. And so the plan for Flex was to make Hahn hit lots of balls, see if the whip crack would break down under pressure. And Flex came close. A break in each got Hahn the win, 6-4, 6-3. But there was some scintillating rallies from the backcourt, with Hahn a little bit more solid than we'd thought. The number 1 doubles this week saw Adam Howard and Mike Privet of Bayswater against Cottesloe's Schoolgate and Hahn. Priv came in fresh for the doubles, well, as fresh as you can be after 60 hours of coaching, but he looked like Quicksilver compared to Howard, who looked like he was running in mud after his singles match. The old boy's age caught up with him and Priv just couldn't do it all on his own. Hahn and Schoolgate play a lot of tournament doubles together, and it showed. Their intercept work at the net and returning were top-notch. Too strong for the Baysy boys, getting the win, 6-1, 6-4. The second doubles saw the Hawk and Flex up against Andrew Roberts and Joel Playdell. The Cott boys monstered Hawk and Flex here, showing the class, experience and touch that has won them State League flags. Making first serves and making returns are critical in doubles, and without them, you're going to be pushing it uphill with a pointy stick all day. And unfortunately, it looked a little like that's what our Baysy boys were trying to do. Roberts and Playdell getting it done, 6-1, 6-1. A 5-1 win to Cottesloe. Strangely, it wasn't a disappointing result for the Baysy boys, who, in their first season in State League in a long time, have a simple goal to compete hard, have a good time, and build for next season. A win for Howard, Georgie nearly snagging a set, the Hawk managing to grab a set, and Flex also competitive against the ladder leaders is okay. Clearly the doubles need some work, so it might be back to the coaching court with Priv for some midweek penance refresher drills. Until next time, well, you know the drill. Play on!